Okay, well, isn't that just the way? You go to put something up and then something else decides to frickin' pop up and do something, but never to mind. Good evening, how are you all doing? Oh, just a weather notification. Did you know it was going to be 11 degrees here tonight? Celsius, that is. But then remember, we are in the middle of our winter here in New Zealand, and please ignore the fright. I've just, it's been one of those days. I'll be talking about that in one of my later videos. But, well, later videos this week. But what we're talking about today, as you can clearly see from the screen, is Fiverr. And the reason why we're talking about Fiverr is because it was brought to my attention that I recommend Fiverr quite often, because I do think that if you don't have any cover making skills, or if you don't have any graphic skills for teasers or things like that, then Fiverr is usually a good marketplace to go ahead and do that. I mean, a lot of people, if you look on YouTube, there are a lot of videos about people who hire people on Fiverr to write their books. So, you know, I mean, there are a whole range of services and skills available on Fiverr. And as you can see from up here, however, see this little thing up here? Yeah, this is my credit from jobs I have had to cancel because the jobs have not been done properly. Now I get t-shirt designs, as you can see here, for my swag. It's another idea that authors can do. And you may see some rather slightly risque things here. I am looking at trying to get some of my character pictures drawn so I can create a set of cards of them for as thank yous for my readers. So anyway, but what I thought we'd have a look at today is just a couple of things that you perhaps should look at when you're diving into the Fiverr marketplace. Now, for those of you who don't know, it is basically a place where, in theory, you can buy something for $5 USD. Now, please, you will notice, like say, for example, here, obviously I bought this. I think I bought 4 designs for this. But anyway, most jobs, if we click on this, because this is something that we've done before, that I've done before. Now, look, all of my prices are in New Zealand dollars because, of course, I'm in New Zealand. Okay, so yep, they're going to show, my prices are going to show in my currency. If you're in the United States, it will show in yours. If you're in the UK, it will show in pounds, and you know, and so on and so on. So it doesn't matter where you are, the currency you will shown will be relevant to you, and it's the same price, it's just been exchanged. Now, this isn't a $5 job either. You'll notice that a lot of the jobs that you get, or that you can look at, have 3 different, what do you call them? 3 different tiers, I suppose you'd call it. This one will give you one minimalist t-shirt design. This guy actually specializes in text designs. So he would give you one with a 3D mock-up and a JPEG PNG transferable parent printable with commercial use. Now, $16 from memory at the moment is about $10 US. So that is actually cheap for if you happen to have an Etsy store. Because, yeah, that is, with having commercial use, you can make that money back, you know, anytime you like. And then, of course, his next tier up is 33. Now, $33, I think, is roughly over something just over 20 bucks USD. But this, in this case, you get 2 designs. Same with the, you know, you get the PNG transparent, which you need to put on t-shirts, and you also get a JPEG. And again, you've got, you know, high resolution and commercial use for the sake of $30, or for me, $30 odd New Zealand. And then if we go to free premium, my rate's gone up to about 67, and I think that's about $50 USD. But I'd get 4 of things for this with the source file, which is really important, and they would be, you know, more detailing. They were just a higher end. Anyway, this particular this particular seller, if you're interested in designs, his name is this over here. I won't even try and pronounce it because I'll get it wrong, but I have had excellent results with this guy, and he is really, really quick. Like, he can have things to you within about 24 hours, and I think I've done 2 or 3 orders with him. I find him really quite exceptional to deal with. But anyway, that was just showing you what a typical Fiverr offer looks like. But we want book covers. So if you decided that you couldn't book cover illustrate, oh, I'm not going to do children's. We'll just do, let's say fantasy, because fantasy is, or a romance actually is probably better. Romance is quite common. Okay, so say you've written your romance book and you want to get your cover on Fiverr. Now, full transparency here, I make my own covers. So I have never bought covers from Fiverr, but I just want to show you the sorts of things you want to look for and look out for when you're buying from Fiverr, and we'll do it with the book cover. Now, first of all, you can see I would not touch a person who does not have really good reviews, because, oh, excuse me, I've got something in my eye. Annoying. Reviews are the lifeblood of what you're doing. When you're a seller on Fiverr, they encourage you to leave reviews, so they want to give you really good service. And most people, as a rule, they are really good. Now, I don't know any of these names, obviously, but do you notice these are ads? So they're not the first choices that come up. They're just the ads. They're people who have paid for that position. Then you come here and you see you've got a thing here with, he's got 31, for this person has got 31 5-star reviews. This one's got 273. And it says here it's a top rated seller. This one over here says, I've got 186, it's got 4.9. Makes you wonder why, but you know what? It can just take one issue to drop somebody's perfect 5-star rating. And then this one here has got 82 reviews, but you're also wanting to have a look at the price, because remember I said this is Fiverr? We look at this here. This is starting at 109 New Zealand dollars, which is probably about 80 USD. This one here is starting at, and notice that's starting at, this one here is starting at $42 New Zealand, which is about, so we'll say $30 USD. And another one here, again, $30 USD. And then this one here, $75 in New Zealand, which is $55, $60 USD. And that's come up as Fiverr's choice, and I'm not sure why, because they've only got 31 reviews. They are quite pricey for what they are, and I can't work out why this has come up as a Fiverr's choice. Unless this, we'll have a quick little look, unless this person has got a heap of repeat customers. Okay, they've got one order in the queue. It doesn't say anything here about heaps of repeat customers. She went above and beyond. Speedy service, constant communication, fully commercial fonts. Now this is really important because she understands that whoever this person is understands that the fonts and images have to be, you have to have the copyright or the rights to use them too. Unique cover designs, long-term relationship with benefits like discounts when you order 7 covers at once. And she does all sorts. She has a really quite a diverse, pretty much anything that's not directly harmful to others. So that is, that's a good thing. It's nice to see that she has such a wide range. And then they have a little bit about her, and she's in the United States too, which is really cool. 4 years professional. designing commercially for 2 years. She also does ghostwriting. Um, and then she has provided a portfolio as well, where you can see, and these, you have to admit, these, depending on your genre, these are very professional looking covers. So hopefully you'll be able to see this on your device. And then we go down here. And actually, because it's all scrunched up, I'm going to go up the top here and see. Okay, so her basic design is the front cover in JPEG, which, as you know, when you put your book up on Amazon, you can use your JPEG front cover. You just upload it, and then that becomes the cover for your ebook. What some people don't know is that you can also then, when you come to do your paperback, if you don't understand how to use those templates that Amazon provides, and I'm one of those people, you can actually click on their cover maker and pick the design that has got like an all-in-one cover color, and you just put your front cover on the front, and then I always have mine black on the back with white writing, and that's me. And that's, you know, all my paperbacks look like that. But anyway, it does save me having to do that. But so she's offering you a JPEG. She doesn't say what resolution, but she only offers one design concept. These aren't ticked, so I'm wondering if these are the things that she offers in her other design. Okay, so that's going to cost you about $60 USD. If we go to standard, you get a book cover jacket for printing in JPEG and PDF. So this is the one that you would use for your print format for places like, well, for anywhere that does print on demand paperbacks, including Amazon. Oh, I see. And now, so she's ticked to the 3 of these now. So you get the design concept, you get the back and the spine designs, and you get the jacket cover, which she offers in PDF, as well as the JPEG for the front cover. So you get both, but that is going to cost you $117 US, which is expensive. And then for the full package, you get the design concept, the back and spine designs, jacket cover, source file, a social media kit, and a 3D mock-up, which incidentally you can do for free at BookBrush. But that's a story for another day. And you do get 5 revisions for this one. I hadn't noticed that. Does she? She offers 3 revisions for that one and 2 revisions for that one. So overall, I can't see why. I'm not saying this person's service is no good. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying with 31 5-star ratings and those sorts of prices, I am very surprised that she is Fiverr's choice. She does do some very, you know, these sorts of things are very common in my genre. She does work with some authors, and she does have a wide variety. I mean, that is actually quite an adorable, a Parrot's Fine Cuisine cookbook. I actually think that's quite fascinating, don't you? Not, although I don't have parrots, obviously, but I do think that's an adorable cover. So I'm not, as I say, she is definitely very talented. These are very good. However, they are expensive. And if this is your first book, you may think this is, you know, a bit too dear for your it's quite mesmerizing, isn't it, when you click through? You might find that that's a bit too dear for your budget. But so we'll go to, okay, now we have 2 here. They both start at the same price. And we'll go with the 5-star because honestly, with the number of providers there are, you might as well. And this person says they will design a romance or erotica book cover, which is pretty much the same title as that one. and this one's thrown professional into it. So they're clearly looking, to do it as best they can. Now, this is Method Mike. Okay, Method Mike, what have you been doing? You do some quite nice covers there, but anyway, we'll go down and see what this is for. So someone here from the United States, they're using them regularly. So, did it mention, it hasn't mentioned things about repeat orders. Quite sometimes Fiverr will have up here something along the lines of a number of people, they get subscription orders or they get repeat orders with this particular seller, which is always a good sign. Now this, so not backwards and coming forwards. I'm a top seller on Fiverr for romance book promotion. He's been advertising romance and erotica books for years. I've promoted hundreds of romance novels. Check out my gigs, read my reviews. He does use fully licensed images. Don't get caught out in a copyright claim. Now that is so important. And when they've mentioned that, you know that they know what they're talking about. He's offering professional quality. He's offering the 3D mock-up for advertising and promotion as well. And complete insight into your romance subgenre to give the readers what they want. All he needs, he says, is the book title, your name, any information on the cover, and an example of a cover that you might like. And the way to find out, of course, is to go into Amazon's top 100 in your genre and find one that you like. He can also do formatting for your book. He can create you an introductional video for your social channels. Sounds like he's really into the marketing side of books, which is really awesome. And he has been around for quite a while, since September 2017. He has a good response time at about 4 hours. He last delivered about 11 hours ago, so you know his gigs are still current. And he has done a lot of work through Fiverr. So I think, personally, that's very good. I'm not so sure about his mock-up. Oh, that's a coffee company. I was going to say, that doesn't look like a book to me, but no, he's promoting a coffee company. It's all right, I'll stand down. Okay, so let's have a look at his prices and see what it is we're getting for this. You will get a professionally designed ebook cover with 3D mock-up, one licensed image included. And that means you don't get the back and spine design. You get 4 days it takes him to deliver it, and you get one revision. And that's going to cost you 42 New Zealand dollars, which is roughly, shall we say, 35 USD, depending on the exchange rate. That's not bad. If you want a cover, it's not $5, but this guy does seem to know what he's talking about. We'll have a look at this stuff in a minute. And then we have got, this one, he will do a professional designed ebook cover with a 3D mock-up with 2 licensed images included. This is 4 days delivery, 2 revisions, but this is going to cost you $92, which is about roughly $75 USD. And I know you can get them cheaper on pre-made covers than that, but you might want something particularly unusual. Now, you might wonder to yourself, this is using 2 licensed images. So if we have a look here, well, this is just the first example. This Trusting Jake cover here, that model there will be a licensed image from somewhere like Shutterstock or Dreamstime or wherever else, and then the male will be a second one. Chances are the background will be a third, or it could be a free image. It's hard to tell. But that's what they mean by having 2 images. Likewise, this gentleman here is probably 1 image, 1 licensed image, and then this element here of some harbour or something, which looks quite cool, that there would be another licensed image. So that's what they mean by 2 licensed images. If you've only got 1, then you're pretty much going to get the background and a free, well, you're going to get probably a model figure and then a free background or what have you. But anyway, let's look at then, so if we go into the premium, you do get the back and spine designs as well. So they're going to do you a paperback and ebook cover with the 3D mock-ups, and they're going to use up to 3 licensed images included, but that is 142 New Zealand dollars, which is probably going to cost you about 100, maybe just under 100 United States dollars. Now, I've got to say, that is not horrific. But if this is your first book and you have no idea if it's going to sell or not, and we do have to be realistic about these things, this price could be too expensive. Realistically, a cover definitely does need to be eye-catching. But if you go into Google and search for pre-made covers, then your chances are you will find somebody that'll do a set of one or do one for you for like between 20 and 50 bucks. But anyway, we are looking at Fiverr, so we'll look at this guy and just have a quick look and see what he does. He's definitely providing a lot of choices. It looks like it is mostly romance covers he seems to do. I really would like to know where he gets some of his pictures from, because they are quite incredible. And obviously he also is quite happy to do the erotic market as well, which is often that is quite often hard to find in a pre-made cover. So if your work is more to the erotic side of things, then you may want to get your own, in fact you probably would want to get your own unique cover made. This is this guy who says that he won't be his last. He's really happy with him, so that's really cool. And a lot of these, they are good covers. They're what readers look for. None of them are like awe-inspiringly amazing. See, that's actually quite clever. But they are they are very clever. He has got a marvelous way of dealing with model photos. This is probably one of the cheaper ones, I would have said, because this is your back here, which is just plain black. And you would put your blurb in here, and then maybe your author pick there, and a small about the author there, which you can do on Amazon under their cover maker system. And then this picture here is he's probably taken that straight from somewhere like Shutterstock, Dreamstime, Pixel Bay, and all the others where you can buy the rights to use commercial images for commercial purposes. That's cute. I like that. And I've got to admit, in the romance genre, we do like our torsos. But so there are some unusual things here, and he definitely, this particular person has some very good ideas. But again, it's more expensive. Now, what if we go to, let's see if we can scroll down. Okay, probably the easiest way to do this, we'll go to budget. I wonder if any of them do. So if I do it, because it's in New Zealand dollars, if I do it from $10 to $25 New Zealand, we'll see if they actually get anybody. And we do. Actually, we don't. Well, yeah, we do, because these are ads again. Remember, now always look here, okay? Although this person does have 32 things, and this one has 187. I'm not quite sure about that. But then, yes, so there we go. So those are the ad. Oh, that's an ad. These ones aren't. Okay. All right, let's see if we can find one that's fit for YouTube. Okay, this person here says they will do, has only got the one review. I'm not saying this is a bad person at all. I'm just saying this person has got one review. It would appear that they are looking more for, they are creating minimalist or illustrative book covers. She offers, or this particular person offers, unlimited revisions, a 3D mock-ups, and a variety of styles for your book. You can send a sample of a book cover that you like the style of, or photos you wish to use. If you have a type of print you prefer, let me know. This person does say they're new to professionally selling my art online, but that they are a digital artist. Now, you may think to yourself, no, that's perfect. Okay, we'll give this person a try because, hey, everybody's got to start somewhere, right? And you might flick through these and think, yeah, no. See, I immediately have an issue. If this person is a designer and this is a mock-up, part of this has been cut off. Why would you do that on what is meant to be, obviously a Kindle reader or an iPad? Surely you would resize that image down a little bit so that it fit inside that frame. That to me is a huge no-no if you were doing covers or mock-ups. And that's just a design thing, and I'm not a designer, I'm a writer. This cover here is too dark. It actually looks like it's been put on a passport cover. And I wonder if we can do this. Can we do this? Oh dear. Can you see? Can you see what I'm looking at? This looks like it was originally, it's a passport, and they've just slapped an image over the top of it. This cover itself is not bad, although it's filling it off the end there. You see, which is not cool. And I'm not strictly sure that self-love is one word. I'm fairly sure it's two, or it should at least have a, I don't know, you can correct me in the comments, but I'm fairly sure that it's meant to have a dash in there. The pitfalls of self-doubt and insecurity. This is, I realize that they've highlighted this on black to try and make it stand out, but I would have made the whole thing, probably shadowed the whole thing in black to make the whole thing pop. I'm struggling to read the author's name clearly, and you have to remember that on Amazon, when people are looking at the pages, when you're seeing the thumbnails, they're like an inch big. That is not going to convert well to an inch big thing. And then we have the same problem here on the mock-up that she's done on the phone. It's been cut off. And it totally destroys the effect. It's such a shame. Really, yeah, so as far as mock-up goes, I would say I would not buy this person's thing. And I'm really sorry about that. See, why have they done this? And it would appear maybe this is the one book they've done. Maybe they've written this book. I don't know. I don't know. Awesome work, absolutely delighted. Okay, so they had a very, and they, what else is source? Oh, they draw classic children or book illustrations. They create anime in the style of A.A. Milne. That's a bit of an iffy thing there. I create anime. I'll do family portraits. See, okay, now hopefully I realise I've been a bit wandering because I got sort of like lost in this myself. But okay, so we get one design concept and one source file for roughly, well, for $16, which is roughly 10 US dollars. Fast deliverer, that should be delivery. 2 designs, unlimited revisions, fast delivery. You get 2 design concepts, a source file, 3D mock-up, and the audio book cover for ACX, which everybody knows is 3000 by 3000 pixels. And for that, that's going to cost you probably about 18 US dollars. I wouldn't want the mock-ups though, and they'll do it. See, what is the difference between a premium book and an audio book, back and spine? Audio books, is that even audio books? Or am I reading that right or not? I'm not sure. But they don't have a back and spine. Audio books, you have a 3000 by 3000 when you upload them. 3-day delivery, unlimited revisions. For 33 New Zealand dollars. If you like minimalism, that's probably a very good idea. And see here, there's one here for poetry lovers. I know I actually get quite a few poets that get in touch with me because of the result of these videos, which is really cool. Because although I'm not a poet, um, I think it's really awesome that that you still you. I mean, obviously, all writers we look for a sense of community, and the poets. I mean, this information is just as useful for a poet as it is for somebody who writes paranormal romances like I do. So I think that's wonderful. Please keep getting in touch. And actually, looking at this, I quite like this. For poetry, I think this is quite cool. They use minimalist art and photographs. As a poeter, yeah, that's a little bit awkward. I think I could understand your ideas better and make a quality output for you, so join with my service, which they've also not spelled correctly. But the thing is this person is from Sri Lanka. English is clearly not their first language. However, when it comes to cover design, that's not necessarily important so long as you double check your text. They don't have to be able to speak, have English as a first language to create a cover, so long as they, copy the text right of your title and your author's names and anything else that you want on the thing. Now, they are charging $10 US for a front side. Okay, so using minimalist photos for the ebook. So this will be your JPEG file that they're talking about with a 3D mock-up. And then if you add roughly about another $7.50 American, you will get the front and back, the side, super fine. I think he's referring to the paperback version. And he hasn't ticked his back and spine designs here, but he's kind of mentioned that up here a bit. And then here we've got $33 New Zealand, so about 25 American. He will design a front, a back in Spain. I'm sorry, and unfortunately I won't even try and pronounce your name because I don't want to muck it up. But yeah, if by some sheer chance in heck you are watching this, would you please go in and check that to spine, because trying to design Spain could make the Spaniards a little bit upset. But you will make a print, ready, fine, super fine cover for you, and that's awesome. That is a cheap price. And if you're a poet, for the sake of what, $22 to $25 American to get a cover, I think this is really clever. I don't know how he's done it, but I do think, and I'm wondering if this is it. I don't know if that's the same person, but that's very clever. Yeah, I like that. So maybe if you have a thing you like this to sort of design, there's some real Edgar Allan Poe vibes going on there. That is really cool. Oh, look. I've heard that name, I think. This is actually really cool. Now, see, if you were going to want to try, if you wanted to try a new Fiverr person, I would probably give this person a go. I really think I might. I probably would. Unfortunately, I don't write poetry and they don't do the type of covers that I look at. But that is quite incredible. I'm glad I stumbled across them today, and actually I will favourite them, because there's never no... The next time a poet gets in touch with me and asks me about cover design, I will definitely recommend this guy, even though he is new. You can see there's so many different things when you're doing when you're looking for a Fiverr gig, that even though it says Fiverr, very few of them are $5. The other thing you need to know is that if the project doesn't work, if the seller doesn't deliver, which I have had happen on a couple of occasions, as you can tell by my credit, you get a credit in Fiverr, even though I paid with, I think it was my PayPal account, through into Fiverr. They won't transfer my money back to Fiverr. That money is sitting up there waiting for me to spend on something else, because they will not refund it to you you get it as a credit in your account, and they expect you to still spend it on the site. So that's something else you need to look for. There are otherwise obvious there are other difficulties. I do think that you would have more luck with graphic services on Fiverr than you would if you were looking for ghostwriting or editing services, for example. Because for a start, editing services would be really, really expensive through Fiverr. There's a very good chance the cheaper versions would not be done by English-speaking sellers, in which case there's no guarantee if you have an English-speaking book that you would get the level of editing you actually need for your new release. But definitely for things like trailers, book trailers is a good idea for Fiverr, and definitely graphics for promotion or for covers, then it is worth giving it a try. But definitely check the fine print, check what they're actually offering you, and if it's not what they say they're going to do, get them to add that in before you pay anything. And as I say, also remember that once your money has gone into Fiverr, it sits there until I can decide on what I'm going to spend it on. Again, I have high hopes for the graphic person that I have commissioned to. I have asked him to make a card design for Kane and Sean, who are the two main characters in my first book, The Reluctant Wolf. And I particularly like this guy's style, so I'm looking forward to see what he comes up with for me. But anyway, I don't know if I've helped. I hope I have. If I have in any way, would you please hit the like and subscribe button, because that does help immensely. Hopefully this would also lead to a discussion about covers and what it is that you do, what it is that you do with your covers. Perhaps if you've got some cheap and clever tricks and tips to offer other authors, perhaps you can drop them in the comments below, because that's always helpful. We are trying to build a community here. As I say, I was going to do a video and just show you how I make one of the covers, because the collab I'm doing with JP Sale in the Tangled Tentacles series, the next book, we're about for me to make the next cover for that, and I was going to do it, and then I thought, oh, but we haven't announced it yet. So when we're ready to announce that to go up on pre-order, I will do a video and show you how I made that cover, and then you can, have a look at that and see what I use. And no, it's not free. I pay for a Photoshop subscription. I pay for model pictures from Shutterstock, and then I do it myself. So, but I will show you how I do it, and then that might also give you some ideas on where perhaps the things that I use paid services for, you might be able to replace for free. So keep that in mind. And in the meantime, I do hope you enjoy this. I got to keep writing. We've got to keep going. So hug the ones you love, my friends. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.